Hello my Wolfpack and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. So today we are going to be discussing what Spyro 4 could end up looking like. Now, I have no knowledge on if Spyro 4 is even in the works, but it could well be. I am expecting it to be, considering we've just got knowledge of Crash 4, so I could definitely see a Spyro 4 happening. Now, before I go on too much detail about this, this is just my opinion, this is just my thoughts based on knowledge that we've got from other games, and obviously I don't know if any of this is going to happen, so that is my disclaimer there. Let me know what your thoughts on what Spyro 4 could look like down in your section, in the comment section down below. Whilst you're down there, might as well leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be producing an absolute ton of Crash and Spyro content. I am super hyped for all of this. Honestly, Spyro is my favourite series. I'm just now getting into Crash, but I am super excited. I'm super ready for a ton of Crash and Spyro, and possibly even the idea of a crossover at some point. But yes, let's get started with talking about the possibility of Spyro 4. So, I think it will be Spyro 4. I don't think that we will go on and see potential remakes of Enter the Dragonfly or Hero's Tale. At least I don't think. I could potentially see Enter the Dragonfly being remastered, but at the same time, the fact that they haven't remastered the fourth Crash game suggests to me that they are probably going to not remaster the Enter the Dragonfly, and they're just going to create a new Spyro game. Now, obviously, in today's capabilities, graphic-wise and storage-wise, we could definitely have much larger games. So, if you don't know, Crash has already been suggested to have over 100 levels in it, which is absolutely huge because the Insane Trilogy, basically in all three games, had less than 100 levels. So having over 100 levels in Crash 4 will be absolutely incredible, and I anticipate that that would likely happen for Spyro 4 as well. At least I could see us having a very large game. I could see us having, well, if we look over kind of Spyro 1 to 3, that's going to be where my main references are. Spyro 1 to 3, Spyro 1, I think we had 6 worlds. Yep, 6 worlds. Spyro 2, we had 3 worlds, and Spyro 3, we had 4 worlds. Now, I could see us having probably about 5 to 6 worlds, a variety of different kind of ideas being represented in there, maybe like desert worlds, maybe space worlds, maybe forest worlds, I don't know. Lots of different ideas could come across. I haven't really thought about the exact specifics of it. Obviously, if you want me to talk about the exact specifics and some ideas that I might have, comment again down below. I will produce what the people want if I can. Obviously, I can't give you footage of a game that doesn't exist yet, but I can give you some ideas that I would like to see at some point. But yeah, I could see us having a very large game, maybe 5 or 6 home worlds, and then in each of those possibly having about 5 or 6 levels. I think that the structure of Spyro would be very similar to how we already had it. So we have had a main hub world, and then you have about 5 or 6 portals in that hub world that you can go into and go and do separate levels, and you can choose those levels in essentially any order within reason. Obviously, Spyro 3, and I believe Spyro 2 with the orbs, Spyro 3 was with the eggs, but you're limited in what you can access early on. You have to pay gems to access certain levels, for example. So having that, I think, will be returning. I could definitely see us having the speedways returning, so 1 speedway per world. I think that's a very good thing. I think the speedways, whilst they are a little bit less my style, I find them a little bit tedious sometimes, but I think that they are a very important aspect of Spyro, a very enjoyable aspect of Spyro. That being said, after I've said it's tedious, but you know what I mean. I think it is something that's enjoyable. And then after each world, having a boss. So I could definitely see that being the typical format following the first 3 games. I do think it's going to maintain the idea of going on with gems, so collecting a set amount of gems in level. Now, I know Enter the Dragonfly did this, but Hero's Tale did not. Hero's Tale went off to have gems respawn from the enemies, for example, so, and then you had to buy different things. Now, I don't think that they will do that. I think that they will continue on doing this level has 400 gems that you need to find, this level has 700 gems that you need to find, and it will progress through the game. So I think that that will definitely happen in Spyro 4. Just because obviously that is probably the most popular, and I imagine, considering what they've basically announced with Crash, is that they want Crash 4 to be back to the roots of Crash, where it did start to deviate a little bit later on. And the same with Spyro. At its roots, it is a collectathon slash platformer, and it's not a tight platformer like Crash. So you can very leisurely go around with Spyro, not have to worry as much. Enemies are relatively easy to kill. The only things you really have to worry about are boss battles. And my fan is really annoying me, so I'm just going to turn that off for a second. But yeah, that's kind of my thought with that. I think we're going to have set gems. Could I see us having... Obviously, I reckon we'll have something else other than like orbs or eggs. I think they will continue that kind of approach with having those kind of missions rather than having just the collecting dragons. I think typically Spyro 2 and 3 are much more popular and much more favoured over Spyro 1 because of having those extra missions there. I feel that that is going to be quite a big aspect of Spyro 4. Maybe we could have orbs and eggs, I don't actually know, but maybe something new. I think that that would be the best thing for Spyro, and I could definitely see that happening. Like we had with like light gems, for example, you had missions for those. And even you had dragonflies in Enter the Dragonfly, but I know not a lot of people managed to get very far with that because it's a very glitchy game. Now, I think that there will be returning characters as well. I could definitely see Hunter being playable again in the Speedways. I think that that is probably one of my favourite parts of Hunter, being able to play as him in the Speedways. I realistically think Hunter will return and be your kind of supporting sidekick that gives you a lot of help throughout your journey. For example, going through the tutorial on how to glide, as he has in the last, or the second and third game. So I think that Hunter would definitely return. Could I see Sheila, Sergeant Bird Bentley, and Agent 9 returning? For me, that's about 50-50. I could see them all returning, but at the same time, I could see them not returning. I could see them focusing more on Spyro, just because I know a lot of people didn't like Sheila's redesign. Agent 9 is, for me, I really dislike Agent 9, but I could definitely see them returning in some way or capacity in the future game, even if it is in a minigame version. Would I think we'll see Cinder? I don't think we'll see Cinder unless it's like a downloadable skin, for example. I just don't think that that is going to really happen. I could see us seeing new playable characters, so what I think would be really interesting is if with Spyro 4, whatever they would call it, they would give us the opportunity to play as Allura. I would love for Allura to return and give us a chance for us to play as her, and maybe even Bianca as well, because I think those two are the two very, very popular characters that aren't playable, but I think if we had the opportunity to play as them, it would be very interesting, it'd be very exciting. Now, going on with the current Crash idea that your play is Cortex, and the idea being that Cortex is the one that stops you. Sorry, Cortex is the one playing against Crash. So on his challenge levels, you will be sabotaging the level just as Crash is playing it. So when you see that ship fall in that Crash footage, you'll be playing as Cortex to cause that to explode. So I can't see that happening with Spyro 4. I think that we would get a brand new villain. Honestly, I think that we would definitely get a brand new villain because I don't see any of them returning unless they had all three villains from the first three games, which actually, that would be fantastic. I would love that. I want to see that. Toys for Bob, if you watch this, I know you're not going to, but if you watch this, for Spyro 4, bring back Nasty Nork, Ripto, and the Sorceress as a triplicate villain to go against Spyro. I think that, my god, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. You've got like the Legion of Evil, and they are out to destroy Spyro. I think that that would be fantastic. And then you could even bring back some old levels and as slight redesigns maybe, and have that as an opportunity to do. Or maybe that you have a fourth villain that has assembled the three of them together to try and destroy Spyro. I actually think that that is a fantastic idea. Obviously, they did a little bit of that in A Hero's Tale with Nasty Nork and Red, but I could definitely see having the three main villains return in this game as kind of sub-villains. I think that that would be absolutely fantastic. To me, I would really, really love to see that, definitely. Anything else that I can think that we would see? I think we'll stay on the Explorability, I think it would definitely stay open world with 3D. I know the unfortunate thing with Tasmanian Tiger is that the kind of thing that deterred me away from the series later on was you had Tie 4 go from 3D to 2D. Now, I don't think they would ever do that to Spyro. I really hope they wouldn't do that to Spyro, because Spyro is a 3D collectathon. Explorability is a huge thing with Spyro, so that's something I would love to see. I would also love to see different power-ups, possible different power-ups. Obviously with Crash, we've got 4 quantum masks, which are going to change different things. So for example, time manipulation and gravity manipulation. I would love to be able to see some new abilities from Spyro, maybe bringing them in from A Hero's Tale, possibly having different breaths, although I think that that's already been played out, so I don't think I'd really want to see that personally, but I know that that would be a very popular thing if that did return. So yeah, I think that that is most of what I wanted to say for the idea of Spyro 4. I just want to spitball a load of ideas. I want you to spitball a load of ideas in the comment section. Let's get a discussion going down below about what we want to see in Spyro 4, what we're expecting to see. Obviously, some of the stuff that I've said has been linked to what we already know from Spyro and from the Crash, the new Crash game. I think that it's important to consider that when we look through it, because realistically, we can't be expecting things up here when they might be down here, for example. So I think that it's going to be really, really awesome, and I'm super excited about the idea. Hopefully, we'll have it announced at some point soon. I can see definitely a new Spyro game within the next 3 years. Either next year, which is just another year. The year after is the 25th anniversary for Spyro, and the year after that, so 2023 is the anniversary, and then 2024 is Year of the Dragon. So I could definitely see Spyro being released in one of those. But I'm going to do another video on that at some point soon. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think and what you would like to see in Spyro 4. Anyways, that is all for me, so I hope you've had a good one, and I'll see you soon.